fell off the side of the mountain just before we got here.
And in all that movement and all that chasing around and crawling, all of a sudden we look up and we realize what a gift. That goat is coming our direction and going to walk out in the middle of this opening. Unbelievable.
Flying into Sitka. It's supposed to rain a lot this weekend.
It's November 2nd.
I just shot the biggest buck in my life.
Does not like to stay on the trail.
Another chance
to chase our prey. Tune up your bow, fall is finally here. Load up the truck, bows and the gear. Camo and boots, we hit the stand. The wind is right just as we planned. At the break of dawn, looking around, whitetail inside our hearts start to pound. Take aim adventures out wild, brothers in spirit, walking wild from sunrise to the evening's glow. It's the hunting life, it's what we know. It's the hunting life, it's what we know.
Welcome to Take Aim Adventures. We're on the second hunt. The first episode we had Nate, Phil with a wonderful goat. Now I'm up to bat. The weather starts to turn. We get really foggy. We're getting some snow. It just starts getting ugly. But we're on it. We're going to start hiking. We got to get up to one of the high lookouts out of the valley that we're in, and we're going to see if we can locate a goat.
It's hard to explain how incredible out here is. It's the silence gets to you, the fact that we're the first hunters to ever come into here, and even then the guides who live here have only been here a couple times in the last 30 years that they've lived up in northern British Columbia. So it's pretty amazing to be one of the very few people who have ever been up here.
What we're doing today, we're in a canyon. You can see the background. Up around this mountain here is where Nate shot his back in the other valley. We've looked all up in here, there's a couple smaller goats. So what we're going to do is we're going to head straight up the valley, just to the right of the sun. It's kind of where we dropped in with the horses the other day. We're going to go up into that section. You see the snow and the glacier. Hopefully we're going to find something up around that corner, but here we go, day 3. We'll see what happens.
We almost walked right into him. Good thing I have eagle eyes.
Good thing you're afraid of porcupines.
Yeah.
So the hunt's on.
Yeah.
We finally have a beautiful morning. I mean, the sun's out, everything you can wish. We decided to go back up the mountain to where we came over with the horses originally, because we thought we could see over into the other valley and there would be some goats over there. So it was a long hike up. We're almost to the top of the ridge. I'm going by a big boulder and I happen to put my hand on it to try to steady myself. Nate is the only guy behind me, and I accidentally loosened the boulder.
Uh-oh.
And it kind of goes down the mountain. Now I'm trying to hold on to it and slide
while
with
it's
it.
going.
Nate is trying, because I'm trying to think about, not my life passing before my eyes, but my life with his wife passing before my eyes, because Nate's going to get run over by a rock that I pushed out. So he's giving me a hard time. We get to the top.
WinSense Active Vapor ups your hunting game. Proven effective up to 300 yards away. Scent released during your entire hunt. Over 30+ cover and attractant scents available from some of the top brands in the scent industry. Up your scent game with our long-lasting scent tanks and highly potent scent pads. Active Vapor for deadly success.
He was standing right over this wind scent when I shot him.
Does wind scent work? I'm here to tell you it does.
This segment is brought to you by
HuntWise hunting app, Matthews Archery, QAD Rest, HHA Sports, Ultra Arrows, and Slick Trick Broadheads.
We almost fell off the side of the mountain just before we got here. But we're not telling Jill. It's all okay. I got it. But, so as you can see, we really are like on top of this mountain. We came out of that back canyon. We came up this canyon a couple days ago on horses. We saw some goats on these other hills, so we thought we'd come and check it out. So far, it's just this mountain ridge. The sun came out. A little chilled, windy on the other side. And you just can't believe what God left here. Look at this. That view.
We walk that whole ridge out and we really don't see a goat, and all of a sudden, back above camp, of all places, we see a goat that we can go after. So back down the ridge, down the mountain, through the bottom. When we had first seen it, it was getting later in the day. We thought there was no way we were going to get over there. It just...
It looked a little high up there too.
And it was way up, and it wasn't going to come down. The outfitter, the guy was like, yeah, they're not going to come, that goat's not going to come down. And all of a sudden, as we moved, and it didn't see us, I mean, all these cool things had to happen.
We're chasing after. Look at us. We're coming down the side of the mountain. My goat that I'm hopefully going to shoot is on the other side. We spot him up above us coming down. We're trying to sneak through the bottom, going down this big rock slide. And look what's sitting here on another rock slide. What a wonderful thing. We said earlier if we had to spend the night out here because we were up so high that we'd try to shoot a porcupine and eat it. What does that guy know? He's pretty close to being dinner.
So we hike all the way up. We're expecting to see some goats beyond us. We see goats behind us. So that'll be easy, right? We've already walked this ridge. We're just going to keep walking the ridge. We're going to walk right into that because we're actually probably not quite as high, but pretty close. Well, no, that's impossible because just beyond where we're spotting this goat is a big ravine and it drops off. There's nothing. So our only choice is to go back on the ridge, back down the mountain, and it was probably an hour and a half of not even really just stalk yet, but an hour and a half of time just trying to get ourselves to, can we see the goat again, and has the goat moved? Because we couldn't hunt it where we first saw it. And in all that movement and all that chasing around and crawling, all of a sudden we look up and we realize what a gift. That goat is coming our direction and going to walk out in the middle of this opening. Unbelievable, what a gift.
Right there, behind that wall. Looking away. He's looking up the mountain.
Stabilize your firearm or crossbow from wherever you hunt, however you hunt. From ground blinds to ladder stands to side-by-sides to ultralight tripods, we have what you need to make long-range accuracy easy. Leading the industry in innovation, we offer some of the most modular and adaptable shooting rest on the market. Ditch the shake and steady your shot with Final Rest.
Good shoot, buddy. I'm in A5s, man.
This segment is brought to you by Bedford Camera and Video, Badlands Gear, Fourth Arrow Camera Arms, Vortex Optics, Reveal Cameras, and Hornady Ammunition.
Final crawl. No, you must take your back.
Wait, okay. Okay, again?
Wait until he turns across the goal.
Okay. I hit him on both shots, right? The first shot, I think.
Yeah, you hit him with both.
Hit him again?
There he goes.
We made a rule 2 days ago that at 4:30, if we see a goat, we're going back to the tent because of what happened with us with Nate. In fact, we had to come in at dark. Today at 4:30, we see that Billy up here beside us. We joked around we weren't going to go after it, but we had to go this way to go back down to the tents anyhow. So I was like, well, let's head down. If he holds, maybe we'll give it a shot. What a gift. Thank you, Connie. Thank you, Lord. Giving us an opportunity to be out here in this unbelievable land. And now Leaf and I can brag about doing it the right way. It was redemption. It was a chance to come back and do it again. And, what a beautiful animal, and what to sit here and stare at this all day long. It's just silliness. Well, how you like this? Awful lot of work, a ton of walking. I think today we're at, we're about the 5 mile mark. It's interesting, we started off in the bottom of this canyon and came all the way up the center. We thought we were going to get some goats in the next canyon over. So we charged up to the top, wandered around a couple different top rims, didn't find a goat anywhere. So we came back and Leaf said, well, let's just sit here for a little bit and see what happens, and before we just waste our time and walk back to cabin and lose all that altitude. And we weren't there 10 minutes, and all of a sudden this goat comes walking out way up on the top. And it was like, well, we can't shoot it. You're going to ruin it, dropping it off the side of the mountain. And as we're sitting there talking, all of a sudden it starts feeding its way down, So we start moving way back on the ridge because we couldn't get down where that was at. And by the time we got over there and looked back, here she is sitting in all the rocks. And so we just took our time, made our way all the way across the bottom, had to do a little bit of crawl that you guys saw, and 300 yards. For me, that's probably pure luck. And went down and ended up getting it. So it's a good day. Thank you, Leaf. Thank you, Nate, for running behind me. That's now we got a lot of work to do to get it back. But what a good day.
It's the perfect combination of comfort, durability, and ease of use. Made in the USA of the highest grade materials to last a lifetime. 5-sided design with a spacious carpeted interior and almost panoramic view. Windows large enough for both rifle and bow hunting. Modular design for easy setup and teardown where equipment can't go. Towers and an array of blind accessories available. Choose the outfitter grade hunting blinds from Slayer Blinds.
Stop guessing and start hunting with confidence. With HuntWise, you unlock hour-by-hour wind prediction, public and private land intel, and whitetail movement probability forecasts built on real data. Get 7 days free at huntwise.com/take aim.
This segment is brought to you by WinScent Electronic Scent Vaporizer, Tree Thrasher 3-in-1 Deer Call, Dual Game Calls, Final Rest Shooting Systems, and Slayer Hunting Blinds. Man, what a shot.
Nice 300-yard shot.
Or
nice poke.
2 or 3 shots.
Exactly. I think you connected every time. Yeah.
I know, right? I mean, that's the amazing thing that I learned last time was these things are tough. Like, you should put holes in them and
they don't react like
no, they don't. They kind of like if something breaks, it'll go down. But even then, that he was just like looking at you, just like,
yeah,
what's happening?
What happened? And he didn't go when it was all said and done, a couple yards.
Oh,
but
no.
It was done, hammered. You're in this group, and they're going, shoot him again, shoot him again. There was another lesson that I learned. I mean, I shot that thing like I shot a whitetail. I'm shooting for, not the shoulder. I'm shooting to double lung them.
Yeah,
right.
And
they're
I'm
like,
a bow hunter.
no, hit
That's
the
what I like to
shoulders.
do. And there, after I shoot, he's going, what were you doing? What were you shooting for? And I'm like, I'm shooting for his chest. What do you think? Take his shoulder. It was really an interesting lesson, and you try to remember that now when you go on some other hunts, because you don't want that goat to travel anywhere.
Right. Yep.
Because he'd be gone.
Yep.
So.
Well, congratulations anyway. I mean, great hunt for both you and Nate. I mean, a lot of fun, a little drama, only one broken nose, and
great memories. Great memory. And if you ever get a chance to go on a mountain goat hunt, you should really take it. Figure it out, because the terrain, it is one of those few hunts where you get on top of those mountains and there's nothing. There is just nothing, just the beauty of creation and what it is. And it's so alone. The weather can vary by so much. You can be t-shirts and happy.
It can be miserable.
And a couple hours later, it could be a snowstorm. So it's really worth living through that and understanding what some of the old mountain men did and how life was done.
Overall, it's been a fantastic week. Love it. To be literally where no one else has been, to hunt goats that have never even seen humans, it's pretty amazing. It's hard to think in our hectic lives that there's even a place like this still around. And to think it's just northern British Columbia, sitting right here.
Hey, sorry about that. Everything's wet. It's probably a little streak still, isn't it? Yeah, how's that? It's probably no better. Yeah, we packed up in the rain today. We're trying to shoot back to one of the other cabins that are on the property. We couldn't leave the way we came in, up over top of the pass, because of all the snow, and everybody was afraid that we were going to have a hard time climbing through. So what we ended up having to do is go out through the bog, we call it. Ends up being about a 24-mile slog through. Yeah. Nate, are you happy?
Yeah.
Really? After today's ride? Oh. Yeah, our knees are dying. whatever. That's just part of riding this long when you don't ride. But we are coming up on the 9th hour of riding, and we're just getting into the evening. As you can see, the sun is setting. And if you can guess by the body language of the horses, since they're starting to group up, we must be getting close to something, otherwise they wouldn't be grouping up.
Got about 5 more hours of riding. We're back at the main camp. It has been a long 10 days, to say the least. It's good to be back. Kind of bummed to go back to reality, but it'll also be good to be home. Everyone got a goat, which is good. Rob had a chance at a moose yesterday. Just couldn't quite get the clear shot. But oh well. Would have been a huge bonus. This could still happen today.
The trip out was phenomenal. Rough as could be. It was full of memories. We were running into grizzly bear tracks. We ran into a moose, which I had a moose tag. We just couldn't close it. It was so close. It's one of those stupid things you do. We're on our way back out. I usually wear contacts so I can see at a distance. We're just leaving. It's hard to get clean. If you guys put contacts in every day, you know what that's like, especially on some of these hunts. So I don't put my contacts in, so I can't see at a distance as well as I would like. And all of a sudden, they're all screaming and getting excited. There's this great big moose standing on the other side of the river, and I got the rifle down, and I can't see him. And they're all like, he's just standing there, shoot him, shoot him. I can't find him.
Oh, that's rough.
So I went back, got to the cabin, put my contacts in, we went back out. We couldn't find that moose anywhere, but the trip back out was a rush. But all of these things you get to have in this memory when you go up into some of these areas and hunt. And the outfitters, they did a phenomenal job taking care of us, getting us home alive. But thank you for joining us, and don't forget, take aim with your life for the glory of God.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Take Aim Adventures. Now here in the show, you've seen us all shooting our Mathews bows. We've been shooting Mathews bows for many years now, and Mathews has really innovated in so many different areas with their bows over the last quite a few years now. And they're so quiet, they shoot so fast and so straight. So if you want a really top of the line bow, you definitely want to check out Mathews. All their accessories are incredible, and they're just a great company, great people. So if you want to get a really nice bow, definitely check out Mathews' whole lineup, whether it's a hunting or a target bow, they've got you covered. So you can go to takeaimadventures.com and you'll find a link to the Mathews website.
Two of them, or two pieces? Pretty neat.
I don't know what you do with that.
It's the heart and life, it's what